Hi, Taurus. Time for loving the new moon. God, I'm having a hard time saying loving the new moon. Anyway, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, Tauruses. All of you in love. What's going on? See what the universe has to say for all of you Tauruses. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs in love. For the energies of this new moon. The new moon happens to be in Leo. So, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. What's going on in the world of Taurus? Sun, Rising, and Venus signs. All right, are you ready? I'm going to cut this deck. Let's see what's your overall energy. All right, dear universe. Let me have a card for the overall universe. With Taurus. Well, you're moping. I'll tell you that much. I feel like you're moping. Feeling a little wounded. A little angry. Yeah, I think there's something about what's making you feel like you're really on edge. Like you're just like, you don't want to put any more work into a situation, and you're not going to put any more work into a situation, but now you're feeling really bad about the whole thing, but you knew it was a good decision. Yet I feel like the other person continues to want to make an offer towards you. But there's a lot of anger between the two of you. You know, I feel like somebody wants to try to soften, you know, some anger between the two of you. It's like you learned something, or you heard, I mean, you didn't like what you heard about something, a situation, or I don't know, it just, let's get some more cards out. See what they want to say. So, the Hermit with the Temperance. Hermit's reversed. So, I feel like you want to open up, or somebody wants to open up to you, to try to mend fences, so to speak. Because it's just like you are so angry. But somebody was really difficult, okay? I mean, there was an issue came up between you and your person. You know, maybe somebody was just, I mean, they were just so difficult to understand, to deal with, to please. And now you're at a point where either you or your other person wants to open up, bring a little healing to the situation. Because I don't think anybody's happy. So, what is going on? So we have the Nine of Cups reversed comes out with the Four of Wands reversed. Now in this one, do you see how tightly bonded they are? I mean, it's like this, they're really connected. You know, but it's like secretly I think you guys have this connection. But it's like this wish is not granted between the two of you. You know, like you don't get this one. And it could be for many reasons. One person might, because I keep finding the energy of somebody who's very difficult, very selfish. This Five of Cups is somebody who's very selfish. The ego is really right out there. You know, somebody is really emotionally so difficult. And it pisses the other person off. Rain on my parade. So it doesn't matter how bonded you are. I mean, if they become this really impossibly difficult person to deal with, you know, nobody's happy. It's like if they're not happy, nobody's happy. That's just how it's gonna be. And if they're not happy, nobody's happy. They're gonna make sure nobody's happy. And don't you dare come in here happy. Oh my gosh, Taurus, what's going on? All right, so let's put our egos in check. I feel like, number one, you know, whether this is you or the other person, regardless, let's everybody put our egos in check so that we're on an even playing field with each other. you know, and maybe we can get a fresh start going. That's what I'm feeling. All right. You're a little conflicted about this. I see somebody not so sure they want to say anything more, you know. They might be looking in another direction. Because it's hard to be involved with somebody who's really hard to please. My ex-husband was like that. Oh my God, there was no pleasing him. He was so grumpy. Everything was negative. I said up, he said down. You know, I cooked dinner, it tasted amazing. You know, he found something wrong with it. You know, that kind of energy. Difficult personality is what I would say. You know, and for some of you, if you're single, you might be getting a wonderful new offer. All right, this difficult person, I gotta tell you, Taurus, there's no pleasing them. There's just no pleasing them. You gotta look at that. You know, because it's like see you, Taurus? You're the one getting stabbed by this person. They got all the control. And it's like, what do? It's like you feel powerless against this person. Well, end it. Close the door. Be done with them. Keep softening the blows with someone. Oh, we're so connected. We're so connected. You know, yeah, you're so connected, but it is like freaking painful to be involved with this person. You know, because they never let up. They're always like, there's always going to be something wrong with you. Doesn't matter what. It's just their personality. You know, so, you know, it's time for you to put your foot down, quit hanging and swinging, you know, on the fence about what I should do with this person or not. Gain control of the situation and make things happen the way you want. What have you got to lose, especially if you are not married? You know, you might be connected, bonded, but if you're not married and you don't have kids or anything, you know, why are you holding on to a situation with somebody who's making you so miserable? And if you are married, you know, why are you letting this person, you know, make you so miserable? You know, you got to look at that too. Because you feel like you don't have any other options. So you're going to keep trying, pretending that you're happy when you're not. See the mask on this? It's like you're pretending you're happy when you're not. Honestly, you're very depressed about the whole situation. Difficult personality. All right. Anything else before I look for some advice for you, Taurus? Yeah, so I think you really have to look at how much more you're going to put into this. I mean, because some of you might even be pregnant. You know, it's like you've really got to see what you've built together, whether this is really what you want. You know, because if you're with someone and now you want to have kids with them, but, you know, you don't like them, but you want to have kids, like, is this really what you really want to make? I mean, the light is shining down on, you know, what's already producing for you. And you keep feeding it. You know, it's your future. Sometimes you know, stay focused on work and what you need to do, but, you know, time's running out, you know, before you're going to blow. Especially if you're dealing with a difficult personality. All right, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Yeah, like I think you know that this energy that with this person that you are with is really difficult. It's not good for you. You know, and you're starting to look at, you know, really like, this is a toxic energy. I don't want this, you know, for my babies, for my kids. Is this really what I want? This kind of like, we're always fighting, we're always picking on each other. You know, he's always yelling at me. Yeah. Out comes the Ace of Swords reversed with the Four of Swords. So I feel like, you know, quit pretending and lying to yourself. You've been hurt. You've been hurt a lot by this relationship. You know, now you need to just kind of settle with your thoughts, because I do see you really thinking about this whole thing. It's heavy. It's heavy. It's hard because, you know, what do you do? Because I feel like there's always someone trying to soften soften the blows. I mean, and here you come out, Taurus, feeling very, I mean, you're not honoring yourself. You're not taking care of yourself. Because you're miserable, because you're difficult, because they're miserable, because they're difficult. But I feel like you're the one that's suffering. You know, because you won't say anything. You just keep going. You're just going to keep working on this. You know, you're going to keep working on this. Even though you know there's something about this whole relationship that's eating away at you. Like, you got to look at your future. Like, do you keep going? Those cards really want to come down. Do you really want to put energy into it? You're so confused right now. Maybe what you need to do is just rest. You know, just sit back, you know, and just let everything just process. Maybe take a little, you know, get away or, you know, take some time. You know, because right now it's like you've got to fight for what you want, okay? Even, I mean, it's time for everybody to put their swords down, walk away. This is also a card of somebody always having to have the last word. You know, there's arguing going on. You know, so somebody's always wants to be to have the last word. You know, like, look, I'm done with this. And you start walking out the door, and they're yelling at you. They're still yelling at you. So you go to work. I think you find escape in your work. It's almost like, you know, when this person gets to that point where they're just, you know, they're just driving you crazy, I think you just start focusing on your work and you pretend that they're not standing there yelling at you. Oh my gosh. Tough reads. You're the third one I'm doing today, and they've all been pretty intense. You know, but again, my readings are for the greatest and highest good. Okay, so like if life is really going along really good for you, you know, you don't need my help, right? You're doing just fine. But those of us that are in a situation that's really difficult, that we're pinned down and nailed down like this one, like, what do I do? You know, this person's like, you know, there's no pleasing them. Then, you know, yeah, you seek out, you know, a tarot reader or some kind of spiritual counseling or something. Anyway, I think you got to look deep to find options. You know, it's like you can't walk away, you know, and have everything your way either. Excuse me. You know, so, you know, it's like you almost get the sense of like, what else am I supposed to do? You know, so we can just keep doing this. I'll fight with you. You walk away. I'm left holding the sword, feeling all pissy. Because there's a part of you feels like you don't know what to do. How do you end something like this? How do you end something with a difficult person like this? Difficult people are very hard to have any endings with. But I think you figured out. I think you figured out. So, you know, right now you feel like you're at a point of a disadvantage. Like you have no, not that you have a disadvantage, that, you know, you have no way of, like, fighting this. Like, how do you get out of this situation with this person? Well, I think it first starts with you taking care of yourself. So if you're not taking care of yourself, Taurus, because of all of this, you're not eating right, you're not sleeping, I think it's time for you to start, you know, taking care of yourself. You know, treat yourself to a nice dinner. Go out by yourself. Like I say, get a massage, go swimming, take a wonderful walk on the beach, walk in the woods. See, you just know, because you know this is not, there's this 2 victory cards reversed. You know, you can't keep going like this. You can't keep going like this. Somebody's depleting you of all your energy. Or you're depleting you of all your energy. Somebody who's so difficult in your face. And you know what I think they do? This makes it worse, okay? Because this is one of these like crazy kind of personality bipolar things. Maybe you are bipolar. Maybe they are bipolar. You know, but it's one of these things, you know, they have like this explosive episode and then they come back and they're like, they're so nice. Like, that's hard. You know, that's really hard energy to deal with. You know, no wonder why you're confused. No wonder why you feel like you don't know what you know you can do. you know, but you get done, you know, once you really look at how you're going to put any more energy into something that doesn't make you feel good, then you start to turn things around. But you got to gain your strength back, mentally, spiritual, physically. So, I want to say on a whole other note, are you, some of you, involved with somebody from your past all right, so I'm just wondering whether there was somebody from your past who, I mean, it was like you guys were real connected, real like soulmates kind of thing. Like you guys were together on some level, whether it was physical or not. But right now, I feel like somebody's avoiding you. This person. You know, it's like either they're avoiding you. I feel like it's more they're avoiding you. I feel like they're avoiding you because you are the bright light and they are not. I don't know who that was for. All right, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Any advice for our Taurus regarding the spread? I don't know if I'm going to... I'll put it up. I hope it resonated. If it did, great. I'm not feeling it, but we'll see. If I get a good response, I'll leave it up. If not, I'll do you over. All right, so let's see. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What's going on? So you've got to make a decision, again, about your future. You really have to make a decision about your future. You know, and there's a lot of hope. There's a bright future waiting for you. But I feel like you've got to walk away from the person that's got all the control over you. Because that person really takes away your strength, truly. Like in a lot of ways. Like an energy suck, of, you know, they exhaust you physically, mentally, all of it. So I think there's a bright light for you when you walk away. You know, you're going to be walking away from something, you know, that doesn't serve you anymore. A lot of negative energy is starting to fall away from our lives, and I feel like this is one that you really need to look at and put down. No going back, you know, because there's no winning. I mean, you're not going to be happy if you stay in this situation with this person. Even if they come back, if it's one of these things, they come back, again, somebody's always trying to soften the blow. If you guys have split already, you know, and they come back to offer you something else, I think you have to be reminded of how much it didn't work and how heavy this relationship was. Even though you guys are really, you know, you loved each other and you're connected. It was painful because it wasn't all one-sided. All right, I've got to go. My throat's getting really dry. So I'll see you at the next reading, Taurus, all right? Thumbs up. Bye now.